Hello and welcome to my The Greatest Ordinary Articles playthrough. Let's begin. Honestly, like I don't care. But I would say like the interaction, like shit, like oh yeah, oh like and subscribe, leave a comment. Honestly, it feels so cringe saying this shit. Like genuinely, it just feels like I'm lying to myself. Like, I don't know. Just do what you want. But yeah, okay. 23rd of October. Oh yeah, we're starting the trial. Yeah. Right. And we okay. I remember the what is supposed to be happening right now. Okay, like we're gonna fight again with Lord Van Zeeks. We learn a bit of his backstory, like a bit of lore from him, which is like amazing. I was waiting for that shit, to be honest, because he's like the guy we keep fighting and we just don't know shit about him. Like, you know, we needed an entire fucking game to know who we were facing against. Like Miles Edgeworth in the other game, like, you know, he's the first guy we faced. I mean, apart from, you know, like the other guy, the bald guy. But like, you know, how do I say this? You know, like the story like had lore of him like as the story progressed, but like the entire first half of like the Greatest Attorney Adventures, like they didn't have shit on Zeeks. So like we just didn't know anything, you know, and it was kind of odd, you know, because we fought him every time, and I don't know. But anyway, this chapter is like amazing for now. Let's see how it pans out. Like my theory for now is still like, you know, the thing didn't work, and like the guy is a bit of a charlatan. Like he stole the wax figure to make a fake thing, and you know, like then the actual guy actually got killed. Wait, what's this? I don't care, bro. Stop notifying me. But yeah. I keep getting it to stop. Okay, but yeah, we'll see. I can't believe it's been 6 months since I was last allowed to work in court. Oh, right. Well, how he was banned for fucking 6 months. Holy shit. Hey, he doesn't need to Sato now, allegedly, since, like, you know, he studied, like, so hard on, like, law and stuff, you know. He has her book in his fucking brains. But we're probably gonna have Iris with us regardless, right? And now here I am, back at the Old Bailey. Yeah. Ah, Mr. Naruto! Good morning, Professor Harebrayne. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense. The atmospheric pressure here is off the charts. I've never felt anything like it. It's crushing me. I feel it every time I'm here. That gravity. Well, this is Britain's highest court. But are you telling me it's fitted with some kind of device that can actually control air pressure? I think it's probably all in the mind. Ah, yes. Well, you won't let me down, will you, Mr. Naruto? I'm counting on you in today's trial. To save my life! To save the secret of my super high voltage instantaneous kinesis machine from being made public! Yes, it's hard to do his like shtick of talking fast, but you know, as a guy who actually talks fast, I need to talk even. But for real though, like I'm supposed to be like more visible. Like hold on, let me check something. Let me tell you something. This, maybe boom. Fuck it, I don't care. Yeah, okay. Sorry for the... I'm all over the place right now. Sorry. Yes, understand. I know what I have to do. The establishment of the explosion 2 days ago was nothing more than an unfortunate accident. Well, I'm sure there's nothing to worry about, really. Justice will prevail. My commiserations, Mr. Naruto. You appear to have been lumbered with a most tiresome case here. Yeah, it's my guy. Mr. Sholmes, I didn't expect to see you here. That was very mean, Naruto, leaving me alone at home with Hurley. It took me at least an hour to wake him. Is it... Are you... Sherlock Sholmes? Okay. Indeed. Sir, I am he. Sherlock Sholmes. Oh, I've heard all about your exploits, even whilst living in Germany. Ah yes, Rand's magazine is on sale in Germany too. This month's installment was sublime. The detection of the adventure of the Silver Blaze was wonderful. Ah yes, a memorable case indeed. It concerned a snake, I seem to recall. No, that was a speckled band. Yeah, he doesn't remember shit. Well, thank you for coming. I do appreciate your support. For once, I arrived on time too. Sorry to disappoint you, my dear fellow, but I'm afraid I can't stay. For fuck's sake. Oh. I have urgent business at Madame Tuspel's. You mean your waxwork job? No, the waxwork abduction, of course. Adam has engaged my services. Ah, so you're trying to get to the bottom of that ransom note, are you? The week's wages depend on it, as does the safe return of the waxwork, naturally. As such, I tend to give it my undivided attention. Okay, fair enough. Oh well, never mind then. I understand. Of course, with my skills of observation and reasoning, resolving the matter will be as easy as proverbial pie. What does that mean? I shall return forthwith. For until I solve the case, I shall have no money to afford a pie of any description.
Oh, then you must absolutely give it your full attention, Hurley.
Quite, Iris, quite. But life is riddled with irony, you know? Whenever I give something my full attention, I have quite insatiable desire for a pie. One of the universe's traceable mysteries, you might say.
Oh yes, quite, definitely, absolutely, I totally understand.
You sound a little starstruck. I wish you the very best of luck, Professor Harebrayne.
Right, thank you.
Before I depart, Mr. Naruto, a word in your ear, if you please. What's this about, then? As you have remarkably little grounding in science, I feel I ought to inform you. As compelling as this super high voltage and instantaneous kinesis hypothesis may be, a practical implementation such as was attempted by the professor at the Great Exhibition. Is quite impossible. But what the professor said the demonstration was a success. Yes, it would appear that he fervently believed it was.
I've read Professor Harebrayne's paper about it too, Bruno, and I have to say, I'm sure it can be done. It could barely be done theoretically, let alone practically.
He's completely barking up the wrong tree, or he's like, he wishes it's true, because like it would mean like he's like if people believe it's true, he gets the lease, you know, the loan that he would get from the government, you know, for this shit. Boom. Did that help with the? Not really. Okay. He's completely barking up the wrong tree. The Hokudan experiment that had no possibility of succeeding, in fact, succeed. That's contradictory. Is that the contradiction that would be at the heart of the trial, no doubt? Yeah, I think I've got it though. I've got it. It was like, you know. Now, I must hurry along. I wish you the best of luck, dear fellow.
See you later, Hurley. Well, it looks like you're on your own today, Bruno. But chin up, you can do it.
Oh, what about you, Iris?
Ah, no, I'm afraid I can't help. I have something I need to do.
I see.
It's going to be a big surprise for you when you find out what it is.
That sounds ominous. Counsel for the defense and the defendant. Court is about to be in session. Make your way to the courtroom at once. We are on our way. It's sure that the laws of science say can't possibly succeed. And a scientist who's convinced that it did. There's a riddle you have to unlock here. Ryunosuke, that's the key to this case. Oh shit, that's actually what it said. Okay, I was actually verifying just in case because my shit is delayed on my own. Yeah, over here. No, over here. Yeah. Anyway. 23rd of October, 9:10 AM, the Old Bailey courtroom. Oh, new characters at long last. Okay, finally new juries. Like because every time like we get like the same juries. But anyway. The name of Her Majesty the Court, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We're sitting today for the public trial of Professor Albert Harebrayne. I now call upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. Prosecution is ready. The defense is ready, my lord. I'm 6 months out of practice at that, and what's more. Oh, I thought she was like, okay, she teleported. I'm without Sasato-san today. Yeah. You're on your own, buddy. Ugh. Is it just my imagination, or does the air in here feel even more oppressive than usual? So, I must say I recollect the victim of this case all too well. It's an ODS. Mr. Asman was well known as a financier, though that was merely a front for his diverse criminal activities.
It was only a month ago that a man appeared in court prosecuted by you, Lord Van Zieks. But the jury unanimously found him not guilty.
Because every member of the jury had been bribed, away the sound of it. These powerful London criminals are prepared to go to extreme lengths to keep their freedom. I mean, kind of obvious.
But 2 days ago, on 21st October, Mr. Asman met his end. The work of the Reaper, was it?
We will not comment on it. If that is how your lordship would describe divine retribution. But the fact remains that Mr. Asman's death was a direct result of the actions of the accused, Professor Harebrayne.
Very well then. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you have been selected at random to represent the will of the people. Are the 6 of you ready to fulfill your societal duty?
Okay, this guy looks serious.
I'm most gratified to have been selected to carry out this important...
His voice, like...
I'm most gratified... No. I'm most gratified to have been selected to carry out this important civic duty, my lord.
Wow. Okay.
I have a man's fate in the palm of one's hand. Oh gosh, oh golly! It's unshivered on my spine.
Science experiments, magic, conjuring tricks, courtroom trials, all are nothing more than performances.
I inspire you scholars that defiles the reputation of science deserves to hang.
You have to listen to what's said on both sides' defense and then settle on one. That's it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's literally the Garden Wax museum.
Wasn't like this in my day. Wasn't like this at all.
Okay. That's police killer Utter Mole lookalike again. It's as exhausted as ever, it seems. Are they all bribed? I wonder.
No, sir, as I'm sure you're all aware, the incident we are here to judge today tragically took place at the Great Exhibition, shortly after its opening.
Though the death toll could have been far worse, with the exception of the victim, no one was killed. Nevertheless, the dream of the science being exhibited rapidly turned into a nightmare for the spectators.
A tragic turn of events, and as such, the eyes of all London, no, the whole world would be on this trial. It is our duty to reach a swift and just conclusion, I feel.
Okay.
So, your burning statement, please, Lord Van Zieks.
At the heart of this incident is technology never before demonstrated anywhere in the world.
One of science's latest developments, I take it. The government is keen to capitalize on the Great Exhibition to improve Britain's technological advantage.
The technology being demonstrated by the accused was described as super high voltage instantaneous kinesis.
Good lord!
It's designed to disassemble human subjects using extremely high voltage electricity and beam them instantly to another location where they are subsequently reassembled, yeah.
Is there such a thing even within the realms of possibility?
Well, I don't believe it, that's for sure.
Disassembling people with electricity? My goodness, how shocking!
Literally.
The whole idea is absurd. The hypothesis would never stand up to scrutiny. Sir, I believe you are a fellow of the Royal Society, are you not? An expert in your field? I am, and my word on the matter can be considered final. Instantaneous kinesis is poppycock!
So this expert and Mr. Sholmes are in agreement. It's impossible. Okay.
What is the prosecution's view on the matter?
Prosecution would assert that the accused instantaneous kinesis demonstration was a success. Okay, that's what you're going for. Okay.
What rot?
Okay, you're going to go that route, Van Zieks. And he pointed at me. Like, he's like, you know what to do. You know, I'm going this angle and you go the other angle, alright? And we try to figure this shit out.
Order!
Because I think he has an idea of what really happened and he wants, like, to get to the actual truth. But to do that, he needs to, like, go, like, a bit, like, sideways. And get, like, meet us, like, in between, you know? Like, at a halfway. Meet us halfway. Yeah, there we go. That's the expression. Give me a second though, something's really pissing me off right now. Like, it's really pissing me off that the bot's not working. I just need to fix it real quick. I'm so sorry, but like, BRB. Okay. Now, in 15 minutes, we'll see if it actually works now. But yeah, my bad for the wait. Yeah, okay, here we go. Boom. And boom. Okay. Sorry again for the wait. Okay. We'll see. Because, yeah, I don't know. It's like, it actually keeps the thing moving and it has like important information on it. I don't know. Yeah, okay.
Professor's hypothesis is currently under investigation by the British government. If it is deemed to have merit, a substantial research grant would be made available. The accused made use of the invention on his new hypothesis to take Mr. Asmund's life, in order to be the sole benefactor of the grant.
But lock in, bro. You know what I'm trying to do. Like, you know, get your head in the game. You know I'm taking nonsense and purpose. Come on, you know what to do.
This disastrous demonstration was no accident. It was carefully designed from the outset to end the life of the victim.
There we go. Like, get Ryunosuke. You're not alone right now. You're not alone. You have Zeeks with you. He's like trying to work with you right now. Like, you know, just realize that get steps in across your face to make like actually get what we're trying to do right now, you know? You're not alone, like Lord Van Zeek's on your side, surprisingly, you know? Alright.
Thank you, Lord Van Zeeks. The prosecution stance is clear. But you will now bring forth witnesses to substantiate your claims.
Gladly, my lord. Locking mode, okay.
Bailiff! No, bailiff. No, bailiff! Show the first witness to the stand.
I have to do this voice for him, yeah, like I have to do maximum edge because he's like super edgy anyway. Hey, Greggy.
Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. Tobias Gregson, Detective Inspector at Scotland Yard's Homicide Division. I was on duty at the demonstration of the day in question and in charge of the following investigation.
Albert Harebrayne, scientist.
You were born in England but have been carrying out research in Germany in recent years, correct?
Yes, that's right. After graduating from University here in Britain, I went to work in Germany and made an amazing discovery, which is what brought me back. I had to demonstrate my incredible hypothesis at a great big exhibition.
Yeah.
You demonstrated was incredible, alright? An incredible explosion.
But science was a success. The instantaneous kinesis worked. Everyone saw it. They must have done. Yes, there was a terrible accident, but the demonstration of my hypothesis was a success.
Well, that much is undeniable, as shown in this photograph taken by the forensics investigation team.
Oh, I didn't think he would look this posh. Okay, I like his mustache, and he's like, you know, as a fellow, you know, okay. I think like there's something is wrong. Like genuinely, something is wrong with. I have a weird feeling. Like there's just something off going on. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like genuinely, it's super weird. Like, hold on. Like I don't know if it's me or if it's like the world or like I don't know. Hold on. I don't know. I'm freaking out. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm being like schizo or some shit, but like I feel like genuinely something's like not. Wait. Okay, hold on. Okay. Yeah, but like again, also with the video, I don't know if it's like the video, like the image, like freaking me out or not, but yeah, something like that. It's supposed to be something like that. I don't know if I touched it by accident, but yeah, it's better, I think, probably. Okay, anyway. Nobody's watching anyway, and you could skip this on YouTube if you're on YouTube anyway, so you know. I don't know. Hey, look, if I'm wasting your time, I'm sorry. Just you can click off. It's okay. I just make sure to come back for the next times. You know, I don't know. Like, Where are they selling this fucking episode out there, you know? I'm just, I don't know, I'm embarrassed and I'm tired and I feel like I'm being judged. I don't know, I have, anyway.
This was taken inside the Crystal Tower, I take it. The centerpiece of the exhibition, no less. That's right, my lord. Seems the victim rammed straight into it.
Oh, there's a hole in the heart, though.
I see, very well. Submit the photograph as evidence.
Okay.
As you quite heard, the victim of the incident was Mr. Odie Espman. There have been a number of allegations made against the man, but putting them aside for the time being, was the man who financed the research for the experiment and the demonstration itself.
I see.
I see. So to summarize the situation, the defendant is accused of taking the life of the man who funded his work. Would that be correct?
Exactly. But couldn't it be that the explosion was caused by some malfunction in the apparatus used for the demonstration? That's right, that must be it! My splendid machine! My poor splendid machine!
Saw it yesterday, didn't you? We can examine the wreckage thanks to the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
What? The wreckage? The wreckage?
Now, that being the case, how can the facts be established? How can it be possibly determined whether this was an accident or deliberate or malicious act?
Extremely simply, my lord.
I beg your pardon?
Isn't that right, witness? What? Sorry, me? No, your neighbor.
Yes, sir. It was murder, plain and simple. Anyone could state that with complete certainty.
What? How can he possibly think that?
Thank you, Inspector. I think we had better proceed for formal testimony. You will explain to the court on what grounds you claim this experiment to have been a front for murder.
Okay. Okay, a front for murder.
The cops that went crashing through Crystal Tower had a broken neck.
I made a minor miscalculation in the angle of the beam projection, that's all. That was my mistake.
But the post-mortem examination revealed another injury, a fatal wound. There was a lesion in his chest where he'd clearly been stabbed by something sharper and in the heart. So the victim was killed before he went anywhere, and this fella's the only one who could have done it.
Okay, well, I have the crossbow, which is probably because of the crossbow. What happened, you know.
An extraordinary business. In addition to suffering a broken neck, the victim was stabbed in the heart.
Information I would really like to have heard from someone other than the judge.
Coroner says his death would have been all but accident from a wound like that.
You could say, in fact, that the victim was killed twice by the accused. No! That couldn't be further from truth!
I've here the experiment plan document and that was submitted to the security team.
Okay.
The victim stood himself and said something called the birdcage, ready to be peeing instantly. Poof. To the second level of Crystal Tower, about 25 yards away.
The experiment did not go according to plan, however. Oh. As the machine was put into operation, there was a large explosion. The blast caused the beam transmitter to point higher than intended. Oh. Accordingly, the kinesis resulted in the birdcage materializing in midair. From where it subsequently fell, crushing through the glass of the Crystal Tower's latch-round window.
My word! What a since the victim's neck was broken upon impact with the tower then?
I'm so sorry, I didn't mean for this to happen. The machine was just too powerful. But honestly, really, I swear, it was just an accident, a terrible accident. Fortunately, that excuse can save you.
No, not considering the sharp murder weapon that pierced the victim's heart.
Murder weapon? What are you saying? This is the autopsy report submitted by the coroner. The prosecution would like it entered into the court record.
Request is granted, counsel.
Okay.
was there in person, you know. I saw the whole ludicrous performance. And the only other person on the stage with Mr. Aspen was a disgraceful excuse for a scientist.
Then really, by all accounts, it must have been him.
Hard to think otherwise, really. Very well, counsel for the defense. Proceed with the cross-examination, please.
Oh, yes, my lord. I need to focus here. It's been a while. Yeah. Are you not gonna comment on the fact that we've been, like, not seeing each other for a very long time? Mr. Judge? But his neck doesn't look broken at all, does it? Interesting. It's British time of death. 5th of October, around 2:20 p.m. Wait. Corner Courtney Scythe. Interesting. The word Courtney is okay. O.G. Aspen. Nationally British. Of death, 2:20 p.m. Hemorrhage of a wound to the chest that pierced the heart, inflicted by a sharp implement. Additional observation: a broken vertebrae, most likely resulting from impact after a sudden fall from considerable height. Because he was just at the tower, he didn't get beamed or anything. It was a wax model that was in the machine that got blown to pieces. Okay. Front for murder.
Observe one crashing through Crystal Tower, had a broken neck.
I made a minor mistake. Okay, I know this. We already see this. Saw this. Okay, let me check actually. So what? Are you suggesting that's because he fell from a considerable height?
Exactly. Which highlights something else about this whole rum business.
What's that?
The fact that the instantaneous kinesis itself was a success.
Ah!
The explosion in the cage with the fella inside suddenly appeared out of nowhere in midair.
Sorry.
So although the experiment ended in disaster, the so-called instantaneous kinesis did actually occur.
Remind us, Professor, what was the cause of the fatal disaster? Oh, that rhymed. Cool. I made a minor mistake. Okay, let me press you on this. So the angle of projection is critical, is it? And you calculated yourself, personally? Absolutely! The calculation is far too complicated for anyone but me to carry out.
Only you got it wrong, didn't you? Sunshine?
Yes, that's right, that's the point! The calculation is so complicated even I can make a mistake! Do people fall for that brazen confidence? I should try it. I took into account the subject's height and weight, the wind direction, the ambient temperature. I considered every possible variable, such as not understand how this could have happened. Obviously, then you had to include the weight of the clothes Mr. Aspen was wearing at the time, I suppose. Ah. Cracking comets! The answer should have been 3! So much for safety first. The 3 must be for safety third. Good one.
Yeah. But the post-mortem examination revealed another injury, a fatal wound.
Hold it! Tell us. Another fatal injury, you say? That doesn't make any sense.
I think I'd have to spell this out, but here we go. Just because there were 2 fatal wounds doesn't mean I'm saying the victim had 2 lives or 2 lives to lose, does it?
Too right.
Obviously, at first we went through the bloke we thought the bloke had died due to his spine snapping in half as well.
But you're saying that's not the case?
You get your answer once we finish my fish and chips. You don't get butting in every few seconds.
We all know that's a bottomless bag. Yeah, it's actually he has like a legit like cornucopia. Okay. He can make anything, but the only thing he decides to make is fucking fish and chips. How British.
The victim plummeted 30 feet into a glass tower. It would be reasonable to assume that as the cause of death.
You know what I think? I think he got shot, like he was at the higher place in the tower. He got shot with a crossbow by someone on the ground or something like that, or maybe like someone around, but you know, like, and then they abandoned it at the bottom of the tower. And then he was at the border of the thing, and then he like fell through and then broke his neck.
like crashing down because he fell down after getting shot by the crossbow. That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
Right, that's what we all thought. But it was a red herring, wasn't it?
There was a lesion in his chest when he clearly being stabbed at something sharp right in the heart. The defense knew nothing of this crucial information. The prosecution received this report from the forensic investigation team only this morning. It was the first we knew of it as well. We can only apologize for the impossibility of informing the defense. Sarcastic and insincere? Thanks. Was he? Didn't feel that sarcastic. So what was the nature of this such sharp object? Among the accused tools that were in use at the demonstration, one is of particular interest. This.
Yes.
I guess that would appear to be some kind of screwdriver.
There he is! My trusty little companion, Andrew!
Andrew, of course.
Do you know each other already? He's one of my dear friends, like all my tools. I've named them all, you know. We're one big happy family. Andrew's my flathead screwdriver, of course. His brother Michael is a crosshead.
Oh, I thought it would be called Phillips head screwdriver. Anyway.
But it would appear that your beloved Andrew has a red stain on his shank.
Ah! That isn't.
It's blood, beyond all reasonable doubt.
No!
That's not all. The long sharp shape of this Andrew fellow is completely consistent with the victim's wound.
This got shot through with the crossbow. This was used as the arrow to shoot like with the crossbow. That's some. I think that's what happened. Okay.
Odds are. The court will enter this friend of the defendant as evidence.
Okay. Screwdriver has been entered into the court record. So one of the Professor Harebrayne's tools is a murder weapon. Great. Present. Let me check you. I've seen this unusually shaped handle before. The same screwdriver that was lodged in the grill on the floor of the kinesis machine, which could be important information, so I should definitely make a note of it. There we go. Okay. What about the blood, though? This is blood. So Aspen's blood. This is the problem with looking at murder weapons. Okay. Can we do anything with that information? There was one poking through the grill in the base of the remains of the kinesis machine. Has a very distinctive handle. This victim was killed before he went anywhere. And this fella is the only one who could have done it. Press that again. And then I'm gonna use the location of the thing. What grounds do you have for saying that?
You really need to ask. There were only two people on that public experimentation stage in the front of the whole crowd. The victim of Mr. O.D. Aspen and the accused, Professor Harebrayne. And we know for certain that before the experiment, the victim was alive. That's right, I saw him with my own eyes.
Furthermore, following the explosion and kinesis, nobody went anywhere near the body.
In other words, only someone on stage with...
Scott! Great Scott!
Okay. Wait, how did I used to do his voice? Like,
Why?
yeah.
In other words, only someone else on stage with the victim could possibly have done it.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse me. Professor Harebrayne, do you have some information that will be relevant here? Let me check something. Okay, if I do this, only my screen goes down. Yeah, you can see it like, wait. How did it click? Professor! Okay, I guess the keyboard like woke up. I'm gonna play like this now, just... sorry! We're just calculating the optimum coefficient separation molecules in the human body. Wait.
and the witness stand is the best place for that.
Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna stop it now. Oh.
But Inspector Gregson's last remark.
Okay, what is he going?
Yes, that's right. Of course. He just said that nobody else could have done it, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Who else could have stabbed the victim, eh?
I don't know, but there's no way that it could possibly have stabbed Mr. Asman, as you say.
Eh?
Explain, please, Professor. Of course. Wait.
What's happening? I'm like, okay.
Of course. This cold-hearted policeman may not be aware, I suppose. But humans are warm-blooded mammals with blood running continuously through their veins.
I had heard.
Then surely you see, if I'd plunged something at the size of entry into the man's chest, the whole stage would have been a bloodbath. No, a blood-swimming pool. Ah. But thousands of Londoners were watching me at the time. And yet not one of them claims to have seen a swimming pool of blood.
Well, no, I suppose not.
You see, not one.
True, I didn't see anything like that.
Hold on, Professor. That was a great counter-argument. And I didn't even do any of the work. Great.
Order, order.
Okay.
Pray forgive the discourtesy if I savor a drop from my hallowed chalice to accompany my old friends, adducing. Here's to you, Albert.
Oh, you're too kind, Barrick. Wait, shit. I'm really not the match for you.
No, you're not. Okay.
No?
Okay. What? Neglected to mention one crucial possibility.
I have?
A particular situation in which very little bleeding would result from a stab wound.
Ah, of course.
Getting teleported. Inspector, enlighten the court, please. Yes, sir.
Where are they going with this?
Yeah, because he got like he stabbed him, and then he gets pulverized. So, you know.
Very well, you will amend your formal testimony now, Inspector Gregson. The weapon of the victim was stabbed with... The weapon the victim was stabbed with must have been left in his body while he was being through the air.
But that's not true because he was at the bottom of the thing. Boom.
Objection!
Easy money. You say that while the weapon remains in the body, there's very little bleeding. Is it unequivocal?
Look, there was no blood in the experiment stage, but it is where the blood was stabbed.
Wait, where the fellow was stabbed? Okay.
An explanation for that is if the screwdriver was still in his body, stopping any heavy bleeding.
It's common medical knowledge, my learned friend, even on your side of the world. Yes, but about the screwdriver. The thing is, we actually saw it at the scene ourselves, on the experimentation stage.
What?
It was on the floor by the wreckage of the machine, poking through a metal grill. I went to pick it up, but the detective here stopped me. Isn't that right, Inspector Gregson?
Well, now you come to mention it, yeah.
Inspector, I wait to understand that you permitted the defense counsel to investigate. But you contravene the Special Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act.
No, not at all. I wouldn't do that. I just let him look, nothing more. It was very clear he wasn't going... I was very clear he wasn't going to touch a thing.
Yes, that's true. The screwdriver was in plain sight, on the stage. But it shouldn't have been, should it?
What are you getting at?
This tool had still been in the victim's body when the victim was beamed away by the machine. It should have been still on the stage.
Ah!
That's right! It should have been beamed across to the crystal tower along with Mr. Asmund. It had been found still lodged in the victim's chest.
Order, order. How do you explain this, Inspector?
I don't... It looks as though everything that the victim had on his person moved with him when he was beamed. If the screwdriver was still in his chest when the instantaneous kinesis occurred,
Obviously, that should have been beamed to this destination as well.
Yeah.
It's a strange situation. Even though people are saying that this instantaneous skinless is a scientific impossibility, we're still basing arguments on the assumption that they did actually take place. Right, time to tighten the screws here. My lord, the prosecution is unable to explain this inconsistency in its argument. We can only conclude that the testimony given in support cannot be relied upon. Lord Van Zieks is stumped.
Yeah, he needs this to be like true, because otherwise he doesn't get his grant.
Do you have just something to say, witness?
Yes, I knew it. It bears out. The equation holds. Mr. Naruhodo, don't worry! About what? Without delving into the details, there is no inconsistency. What? If the Andrew had been lodged in Mr. Aspen's chest, my trusty tool wouldn't have moved. Andrew remaining on the stage is consistent with the calculations. What? What are you yapping about?
Yeah, he's making bullshit. Yeah. Okay, you keep wasting your vintage. It's not even because of me. You cannot blame me for this.
It would seem your illusions have been shattered. Clearly we should hear the accused's explanation. Or should I say, this brilliant scientist's explanation.
He's being sarcastic. Just when I found an inconsistency in the prosecution's argument. Scientists.
Very well. The defendant will testify again. Provide us with the scientific explanation as to what the inconsistency asserted by the defense fails to hold.
In the Novo Polo, I will, my lord.
Okay.
Consistency explained. To be clear, I'm still at the stage of gathering data in my research. My hypothesis states the kinesis cannot transport metal, though, hence the metal weapon would have stayed put.
That's not true. Bro.
What's this then? Huh? What's this then?
What? She has, like, metal glasses. Idiot.
In other words, the point just was it's consistential. Mr. Aspen is a patron on research without him. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Whatever.
We'll catch you in the...
The thrust of your testimony, Professor, is
that based upon his hypothesis, metal objects can be moved by this method of instantaneous kinesis.
In other words,
since the screwdriver is made of metal, even if it remained lodged in the victim's chest, its subsequent discovery on the stage despite the victim being found elsewhere is not an inconsistency. And therefore, Professor Albert Harebrayne could still have been the killer.
Yeah, he just like...
My great hypothesis holds, you see? We had to make the cage used to contain the subject for Muda for that very reason.
Was that addressing you, witness?
Professor Harebrayne. Yes?
It should work. Yes, the bot works again. Yes. Okay.
Everything feels well. Okay. Suddenly I feel better. Ooh.
Okay, give me a second. Okay.
So you're on here. I don't think sides, Mr. Naruhodo. No. My only interest lies in upholding my hypothesis. I'm a scientist, after all.
You need the money. You want the money.
Is he working for us or against us? It's very hard to tell.
Let's see how you cross-examine this testimony, my Nipponese friend.
Yes, fire away, Mr. Naruhodo. I'm gonna end this man's whole career in one fell...
like, present. Like, I'm not even gonna... Just for metal. Present. Instantly.
Objection!
Oh shit, no, the sound won't work anymore. Wait, or will it? Wait. Did I kill the audio? Okay, one instantly, insta-wit.
Okay, instantly, like legend, not speedrun. 30. I don't have the words. Anyway, let's see if the sound still works. Professor Harebrayne, you said it according to your hypothesis. Shit. Nothing made of metal can be beaten by instantaneous kinesis using the machine you made. Is that right? Gonna have to save. And flash the game again. Because you cannot hear the audio because it's now coming out from my screen instead of my thingy majiggy. Instead of my earbuds, and the audio comes from my earbuds. Like they record like the streaming. Anywho. Okay, we're back. Okay. Boom, and boom. Nothing made of metal can be beaten by instantaneous kinesis using the machine you made, is that right? Yes, that's right. Spot on. Exactly correct. In that case, I'd ask you to have a look at this photograph that was taken at the scene. In particular, I'd like you to pay attention to the victim's face. It doesn't look like a criminal, honestly. It looks too posh, too clean. Like, it doesn't even look like he's like evil. He doesn't have like an evil face. Like, but yeah, I mean, to be honest, he's dead, so we cannot tell, like, because it's usually through the facial expression that you can tell if someone is evil or not. Like, now he's just like sleeping forever. But I don't know, from this, like he looks like just a normal guy, you know, like a chill guy. Anyway, you can clearly see that Mr. Aston is wearing a pair of spectacles with a metal rim. What? Metal? No, metal can't. That's not metal. No! We have already established the proposed murder weapon with the screwdriver was found on the stage. However, if your hypothesis correctly predicted that outcome, it should also have predicted that the metal rim spectacles would have been found in the same place. Yeah, what? Ah, my hypothesis. Professor Harebrayne, this isn't easy for me to say, but your hypothesis is clearly flawed. Ah! I think that's why Van Zieks like started with like proving like going with like, oh yeah, it actually happened, actually was a success, so that we could disprove it ourselves, so that then we could go to the meat of the case, you know, like actually like open how to say this, you know, go to the like clear up the fact that it was like tomfoolery, you know, right? Like it was a scam, and then from that we will know that like the actual like we can like oh my god, we can prove that he's innocent because like the thing happened like without him being there, you know, like it happened like somewhere else entirely. Anyway, order. Counsel, what is the implication of this? If on the day in question, the alleged instantaneous kinesis never actually took place, it's entirely possible that the victim was killed somewhere other than on the stage. And in that case, someone other than the defendant could have been the culprit. But my hypothesis is sound. Do you want to die? I proved it that day. The experiment was a success. The experiment was proof of all my work.
If I could say something here, my capacity as a fellow of the Royal Society. Yes, sure, number 4. Go ahead. As a man of science, there's one thing I simply cannot abide. That's a fraud who pretends to be fellow man of science.
What? Wait, Great Scott! Are you suggesting my science is suspect?
Yeah, this has been disproved, hasn't it? In front of all of us. In other words, the whole demonstration was a complete nonsense from start to finish. Believe me, my fellow jurors, when I tell you that this man is a heel, a bounder, and a fraud. I say the workers of that machine should be stripped down and thoroughly examined.
No, never. The machine is the essence of my hypothesis. It's protected by the special disposition for Scientific Equipment Act.
What the devil is that act all about, eh? Who made up such a daft rule?
I don't like the way this seems to be going. What's the best way for me to help the professor? I kind of want to wait and see, because he didn't do it. Like, we know he didn't do it. And like the fact that they prove that he's a sham would like prove that he's also not the killer. So let me wait. We should watch and wait for the time being.
Feeling is that the machine requires a thorough examination.
But what about this special dispensation that's been mentioned? Oh gosh, this is all too much.
If it's determined that the machine itself was the murder weapon, I think you'll find that won't apply.
Of course it was the murder weapon. What if I made a good voice for him?
Of course it was the murder weapon. Anyone can see that as plain as day.
So we're all in agreement, are we? That the machine should be stripped. If I don't do something, they'll... Okay, fair enough. Professor Harebrayne has yet to perfect his invention. That would seem to be the case, yes. But even so what? Going to such trouble and expense to create a fake machine to display in public. He would have absolutely no reason to do such a thing.
Yeah, an obvious reason to do exactly that. Yeah, the grant. Or the research grant money.
Exactly.
Ah! The government was foolish enough to have deemed the man's ridiculous notion plausible. He and his conspirators would have received a handsome sum indeed.
Conspirators?
What would be the value of such a grant? £10?
You're an order of magnitude out, madam. £500. A year!
Oh! You could get an answer on that much for years.
I don't know what this creature is.
Scientists have noticed an increase in bogus public demonstrations in the field of science recently. And plenty of scientists arguing with each other to get the largest slice of the funding cake. People's greed is plenty motive enough for matter, I assure you.
No, I haven't deceived anyone. List of all government. My hypothesis is sound. The science is sound. Please, you must believe me.
No matter how unbelievable this hypothesis may seem to you, ladies and gentlemen, the fact remains that the victim was transported instantly to the Crystal Tower. Which means that the experiment was a success.
Barak!
And therefore, the only person who could possibly have committed this murder is accused.
Barak. Where is this heading? I have no idea. Get your head in the game, man.
My lord, if I may. Yes, Luzman Zeeks. The prosecution would like to summon new witnesses to the stand. New witnesses? What would be the nature of their involvement? They were spectators of the demonstration at the exhibition, who were occupying special seats.
Is it gonna be Jin and the Strayed?
Eyewitnesses?
Very well. Very well. The court grants the prosecution's request. I should very much like to hear from eyewitnesses to the incident.
The prosecution's stance is clear. This experiment was no pastiche. The accused killed the financiers. The financier victim there on the public stage before the very eyes of the spectators. Now, my learned friend.
Yes?
It's time for you to make your own stance clear. It's clear I've learned the professor's hypothesis. I can definitely see that. But where does that leave me?
We shall take a short recess now, during which time the prosecution will prepare its new witnesses to take the stand.
Okay. As you wish, my lord.
Good. In that case, court is adjourned for 20 minutes.
Okay, that's not short. I would say that's quite long, actually. Yeah. Gonna take a peek. Hold on. My bad, guys. My bad. I didn't mean to leave so much this stream, this episode. You know, I don't know. I'm a bit jittery and a bit all over the place. You know. Shit. What's wrong? Why can I? Okay. Let's resume. Okay, let's go. October 23rd, 10:44 a.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Mr. Naruto. What on earth were you playing at just now? Or rather, what on earth were you playing at all along? My hypothesis, my amazing hypothesis, you've been picking holes in it from the start. Ah, sorry about that. But you promised me. You said you'd prove that Dreaded explosion was an accident, not murder. You said you'd keep my precious message from falling into anyone else's hands. But all you've done so far is to try to undermine me. Dude. Let's get something straight. Yes, I didn't make you a promise, you're right. I said I'd believe in you and fight for your freedom to the very end. But I also told you I was no scientist. I don't understand your hypothesis. Fact is, there's an undeniable flaw in your logic, isn't there? But if I just run through some equations... Yes, you see, it's because my work is incomplete. Perhaps it is. Nevertheless, a man died as a consequence, didn't he? Oh no! Yeah. You're right. You're so right. It's all my fault. And I have no right to blame you for my failures. But this is not just a scientist, but a human being. Well, that might be a little over the top. No, on the subject. What about Barrick? He's being awful. Giving his old university friend to be a murderer. You mean? He's a disaster, not just as a prosecutor, but as a human being. Oh, but no! Wait, he's the Reaper, isn't he? Perhaps he's not classified as Homo sapiens anymore. That's cleared up. Can I double check? Yeah, can I double check something with you? Ah, yes. What? The machine and demonstration you prepared, they were based entirely on your hypothesis, I presume. There's no trickery involved. I drew the plans for the machine with my very own hands. Every line was painstakingly drawn with the firm belief that science is the only future. So yes, it's true that my hypothesis hasn't reached maturity yet. But please, Mr. Naruto, you must believe in it. Alright, Professor, I understand.
Counsel defendant.
Oh, that was a quick 10 minutes, man.
Prosecution's witnesses are ready to take the stand. Court is about to be in session again. Make your way into the courtroom, please.
It all hinges on the demonstration. If the professor's hypothesis is sound as he claims, it leaves him as the only person who could possibly have killed the victim. But on the other hand, Mr. Sholmes was adamant. Practical implementation, such as was adopted by the professor at the great exhibition, is quite impossible. Okay, so really, what should I be trying to prove here? This man's innocence. That's your job as a lawyer. You know, who cares about the hypothesis? You need to acquit him, not prove that what else. Let's go.
No more Majesty the Queen, I hereby reconvene the proceedings of this court. Counsel for the defense and prosecution, are you ready for the new witnesses to testify?
Prosecution is ready, my lord. As is the defense, my lord.
So, Lord Van Six, believe these next witnesses saw the demonstration on the day in question with their own eyes?
Indeed, they did. And as luck would have it, one of them is a police detective. So the testimony you are about to hear can be considered highly reliable. Perfect, the detective of all people. Prosecution stance remains unchanged. Though it ended in tragedy, the demonstration of the day in question was scientifically sound. And I bet the detective is going to be Lestrade. Consequently,
The sole person with the opportunity to have committed this act of murder is the only other individual to have been present on the stage at the time, the accused. Thank you, counsel. The prosecution's position is clear. So bring forth your witnesses now. Bailiff, show the witnesses in. The witnesses whose proximity to the incident on the day in question will clarify the truth unequivocally. Oh wow, I didn't step up this thing. Good.
There we go. I knew she was gonna be here. Hello.
Witnesses, state your names and occupations for the court to hear.
Then my name is Balthazar Lune. I am the impresario of the old hot air balloons in the vicinity of the experimental stage.
Guts.
My name is William Guthrie Sigismund Ornstein. I've come to see the great exhibition all the way from my home in Bohemia. He reminds me of what is he called again? Not Gautier. What is he called again? The pseudo mute guy with the big like eyeglasses. In like Apollo Justice, you know, the colleague of the like kid with Lammy Roar and stuff. I forgot his name. Koba. Wait, no. Wait. Machi. Wait, he was. Wait. Machi. No. Machi. Maki Tobai. Maki Tobai. Exactly. He reminds me of Maki Tobai for some reason. I don't know. I'm very rich. Inspector General Destroyed, Scotland Yard. I'm a great detective. Even Narok Sholmes agrees. I was on security duty at the exhibition, and I got to go up in one of them balloons. It was amazing.
Gina, again.
She did mention that she'd seen the disaster from up in a balloon, actually, didn't she?
She clearly loved every minute of it.
There were 3 balloons flying near the public experimentation stage when the incident occurred. 2 of these witnesses were in one such balloon at the time, and saw the events unfold from the skies above.
You make it sound like they were in the clouds. It was only an altitude of circa 60 feet, very low. Well, I can see nothing if you fly too high, can ya?
60 feet, about 18 meters then.
18 meters?
That's not too high, actually. Yeah, fair enough.
Thank you for your introductions. Now you'll give your formal testimony to the court. Can you describe exactly what you witnessed, especially those of you who had vantage point over the stage?
You're not gonna comment on Gina at all. You know, anyway. Wait. His hat is a hot air balloon. Okay, bro. You know, I feel like this guy, right, looks very breakdownable. Like his design looks very breakdown worthy. Like, oh, like his thing like blows up too much, and then it explodes, and then all his balloons pop, and then like, or he goes flying or something. You know, some shit like that. You know, like some goofy, like, you know, breakdown because of basically because of his design. And I think, because this guy is hot air balloon related, I think my hypothesis now is going to be that this guy had issues with the other guy, with the victim, you know, the criminal guy that got off scot-free, and he actually was the one who used the crossbow and shoot the guy from a hot air balloon, and then he dropped you know, the crossbow, you know, away, and you know the piece of cloth that was you know, the piece of green cloth. I think this is like a hot air balloon thing, and like it comes from that, you know. I think that's what this is. I think that's what happened. I think this is the entire case, and he's the killer. You know, we'll see. But yeah, this was my hypothesis, my great deduction, if you will. Hey, that was kind of cringe. Anyway, it was an incident terrible. Okay, oh, he's Italian. It was an incident terrible. I am only grateful that my balloons were not damaged. There's this huge bang from the stage, and then the next second, another bang. This huge bang from the stage, and then the next second, another bang in the sky besides us. And from is the smoke. No, wait.
And from amidst the smoke, wait, how do you do? And from amidst the smoke, a cage appeared out of nowhere. The cage, it fell from the sky like a stone and crashed into the crystal tower. I didn't get a good look inside the cage, but no one went near it after it crashed into the tower.
Cage. Crystal cage.
A most extraordinary collective account, I must say.
Can I just clarify something? There's a detail in the witness's testimony that I've got not heard any mention of until now. Specifically, there were 2 explosions. Yeah, and the second explosion is like the green piece of cloth.
More precisely, 2 explosions in 2 separate places, yes. When the demonstration began, the balloon carrying the 2 witnesses was around here. There were other balloons in the air nearby at the time, carrying other passengers as well, to be clear.
Yeah.
Then, as the power was supplied to the machine for the demonstration, the first explosion occurred. The so-called birdcage that contained the victim disappeared from the stage, and a moment later, the second explosion occurred directly adjacent to the balloon carrying the witnesses.
Okay.
The birdcage appeared at the site of the explosion. Subsequently, it plummeted down into the crystal tower.
I was very surprised. Suddenly a cage appeared before my eyes with a person inside. This blast was so hot, I didn't want to miss a thing. So I kept my eyes wide.
Oh.
I still have lots of money.
Okay.
Precisely who is this curious infant? I'm told he is a young noble of Bohemian royalty. Apparently he disguised himself in order to steal unnoticed into the great exhibition.
Yeah, I'm here in London on a sightseeing trip with my elementary school.
We will have the benefit of a child's point of view in the testimony.
You really need that?
Yeah, oh.
When I remove my mask, this is what I look like.
Ah yes, I see a delightful face, I'm sure.
Yeah, everybody says so.
Okay, great disguise then.
Point is, the testimony of these witnesses further substantiates the fact for the court, namely that despite ending in an explosion, instantaneous kinesis was successfully demonstrated, and furthermore, that until the arrival of the police, no one approached the crystal tower where the victim fell. Therefore, only the accused, who was with Mr. Asman on stage, could possibly have committed the murder. Yes, thank you, counsel. The prosecution's views on the matter are quite clear. So, the defense's cross-examination now, please.
Yes, my lord. Okay. The view from 60 feet up. Accident terrible. I'm only referred my balloons were not damaged. Okay, here press. Where were you? There were 3 balloons flying above the experimentation stage at the time, I understand.
See, all 3 of them. My bellissimi bambini. They're a very popular thing, no? Some people will pay £10 for one ride.
£10? That's more than my annual stipend. Annual stipend? You don't get only £10? Holy shit. Like, money used to be good, but whoa, the inflation goes crazy, bro. Holy wow.
£20 a month. That is my pocket money.
Rules have all the luck.
I got up there for free, I did. Lady all I work for Her Majesty Police Card, you know?
Detectives have all the luck. If they're so popular, why would you only be operating such a small number of balloons, though?
Because I have too many in the skies, they could crash into each other.
Operators of the 4 balloons were decided by lots, with each operator manning a particular area.
See, and the zone above the public experimentation stage is the most profitable. The other impresarios, they hate me.
Thank you, witness. I think the court has a clear picture of the arrangements for balloon rides at the exhibition. So it's good to hear more about what you actually witnessed of the incident.
Oi, I can fill you in there, my lord.
Okay.
There's this huge bang from the stage, and then the next second, another bang in the sky beside us.
Hold it!
Okay.
So I actually saw the accident happen from up in the air. Yeah, isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing what a detective gets to do, eh? I'm telling ya, Odo, being a lawyer is a mug's game. You should join the force and we can go flying together. You know me so well. Yes, well, anyway, could you tell us exactly what you saw, do you think? Everything. Honestly, I'm happy to see her like with such a big smile, you know? It's kind of heartwarming because she was always like so closed up, you know, like so, don't look at me, you know, like hiding her face when she was crying. Look at her now. She's like so happy, so like, you know, like, I don't know. It makes me happy to see it, you know. Like I'm happy that she's faring well now, you know. Everything, we saw everything, cause we were up above it all. Above it all, yeah. That dodgy called climbing into that cage, and that dodgy professor pulling at all them levers. And that's when it happened. That's when there was this massive bang, and the cage disappeared just like that. Okay, that was not the correct accent. Anyway.
Are you describing the moment the subject's body was decomposed by the electricity, I believe?
Didn't know what to make of it. But then there was another bang right in my ear. Looked around and was a huge great fireball right next to us in the sky.
That's Peter.
And there was nothing there before. Okay.
Excuse me.
Master Gods, does your memory of the day differ? My teacher at elementary school said that when you meet someone for the first time, you should always use their full name. Ah, yes, what was it again? William Gustrich Sigismund Armstein. Just the four names then. The point is, do you have something to say? Something that in response to Detective Gina Lestrade's last remark, perhaps? Oi, get it right, Odo! The inspector! It's Inspector Lestrade! Does everyone have a problem with how I dress them at the moment? That it's not what I saw. Oh? Yeah, there was a second explosion and it was right beside our balloons, that is true. I'm sure. Which is what I said, ain't it? 1 minute there was nothing, then there was the next massive explosion. My teacher at elementary school said that when someone else is speaking, if you are rude enough to interrupt, you will have the most awful life imaginable. Okay. Are all Bohemians brought up to be so full of joy? Okay, another balloon. Is that bribes? Like, is he bribing him? Just before the second explosion happened next to our balloon, I clearly witnessed a green balloon flying in the sky. Okay, that's a better voice. A green balloon. Hey, you what? I never saw nothing like that. But I did, I saw it. And you can't say I didn't. I will complain to the consul. I will cry and scream. The testimony is the truth. I am Bohemian Prince. You cannot say it's a lie. That is not allowed. Playing the bleeding loyalty card, are ya? Typical. Say the orphan who likes to remind people she works for Her Majesty Police. Yeah, okay. In that case, young man, I'm a young man. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, piece of green cloth. Yeah, it just caught on fire, and that's why it became a huge ball of fire because it was green just before. He just saw it from the other side. Yeah, the young man is a Gordon Ramsay bean. That's what passed through my head.
In that case, young man, I must ask you to amend your former testimony in the interest of the cordial national relations between Great Britain and Bohemia.
It was not the sky that exploded. It was a green balloon that was next to ours at the time. Getting phlegm built up.
Objection.
Wait, really? You're not gonna? What are you? What? It's obvious. Are you moronic? Are you brain dead? Okay, do we need to analyze this fucking scrap heap? Like, come on, man. You could take any piss. Looks like it like layers of thick canvas with a thick rubber lining of sorts. Never seen anything like it before. By applying Mr. Sholmes' methods, you might deduce it was part of a raincoat worn by someone who really don't want to get wet in the showering. That occurred when the person was struck by lightning. Or maybe not. Yeah. Can you? Oh my god. And we know what this is. Are you being stupid like that? Okay, I guess I'll press this again. A green balloon, you say? Are you sure about that? Of course I am here. I'm proud Bohemian Prince. All these questions are making me boring.
I think you mean bored.
Ah, English is very annoying. The language of my countrymen is far superior.
Ragazzo, it is very wrong to lie.
Lie?
Flying balloons never explode. Flying balloon never explode. For the same reason the plane never explode. It is logical. Please tell me that doesn't mean logical.
If you insult me, you insult all of Bohemia.
Might I?
We'll have the army come and shoot all of your stupid balloons out of the sky, all of them.
Okay, bro. Mini Hitler over here. Okay. Here you are, Your Highness. Your Highness! They're working together. If only all international is... Okay, no, they're not. Okay, never mind. Now that peaceful relations have been restored here in the courtroom, perhaps we could return to this testimony. Did you also see the moment that the cage materialized, Mr. Loon?
No, I did not see the explosion myself. However,
the cage it fell from the sky like a stone and crashed into the crystal tower. Okay.
Hold it!
Did you see that actually happen? No, in reality, I did not. I saw after it hit the tower. No, never mind. You know what happened in my head. You know what happened in my head. There was a grande confusione around the stage. I ran to see what happened. I was terrorized. You're not helping. But the idea that one of my balloons had crashed. I suppose they are his livelihood. But when I looked up to the sky, all my precious balloons were still there. I saw it though. I said slam into the tower. After all, I'm a detective now. Oh shit. Then tell us what you saw, Mr. Inspector Lestry.
that's what I like to hear.
Okay.
And get a good look inside the cage, but no one went near it after it crashed into the tower.
Hold it!
I feel like that's important. Was it you who gave the order to keep people away?
Hey, it's your head, Otto. How could it have been me? I was up in the balloon, weren't I?
Right.
So of course I went available. It was the boss who had to leg it over there. I was getting shoved and kicked all over by the panic spectators as he tried to seal off the scene. It was a real sight to behold, I can tell ya. Amazing!
Poor Inspector Gregson.
So anyway, I couldn't see the cage that well, because of all the smoke. And I didn't really want to see him, to be honest. I was scared at me wits.
Keep it together, Inspector. Okay. Prosecution. We don't pan to the right and talk to someone just on their own. Prosecution really is asserting that the restriction was genuine, but what if it actually was some kind of switch around trick instead? That would mean that the victim was never actually on the stage in the first place. The two explosions would have thrown everyone watching into a panic for sure. I think I need to find out more about what exactly happened with what exactly people... Yeah, okay. Let me see what I have. The cage? What? Ow. What do you mean the cage? What? Yeah, wait. Just make from within a second, another bang in the case beside us. Don't work if the basement not damaged. Okay. Sure. Wait. No one went near it after it crashed into the tower. confused. What? I feel like he's lying because like he's doing the. I actually also like love to do this, but like since my mustache isn't long enough anymore because I reduced it. Like I don't have like it feels weird when I do that because there's no point in doing it. But he's doing the thing of like when you're stressed out a little bit, like you're pacifying motion. You got a good look. It's like I touch my nose a lot, and that's basically what it is. I don't have boogers. I'm not going in like that. My nose is clean. It's like I don't know. My nose is like very ticklish. Ticklish said occasion no one went near it after it crashed into the tower. Well, I don't know what to make of this then. Yeah, but he amended his testimony with this. Like, surely this is what I need to push, but like, it was next to ours at the time. Honestly, I have no idea. Like, what I must because the green cloth was like, to me was obvious because it's like, green balloon, green cloth. Like it's burnt. Duh. But I guess it's not a contradiction, is it? On pages, the music of the greatest okay, it's all supposed to be okay. Okay, nothing to add. This as well. What did it happen though? I have no clue. Is it because I'm thinking like, are they saying he was inside the cage? The cage like exploded or like I don't know, and like basically like he couldn't have been dead because like the time doesn't correlate or something.
Objection!
Yeah, that's not it. Obviously, it's not it. I genuinely don't know because like if it's not, let me try again. Maybe I need to. Maybe I just need to scan it. And no, he didn't add anything. So like, let's not wait that.
Objection!
Yeah, I mean I don't know. Sure. I don't know, man. Because I pressed everything. I presented this, presented this.
Objection!
Yeah, that doesn't work as well. I don't know. What am I supposed to present here? I'm just so confused because, like, yeah. It exploded. What exploded it?
Objection!
Yeah, no, that's not it.
Objection!
Yeah, literally nothing. Is there literally nothing? Is it really what? What did they expand? Like, amend the testicle money? Like, if there's nothing to do with that. The crossbow then.
Objection!
Okay, then I get the tree. Okay. Let me just go back. I guess it's not this statement. Then. I don't know. Wait. Okay. I guess maybe he's gonna amend like after I present some shit or like I don't know. It's teleported with the cage.
Objection!
Yeah, I don't know. If no one went near it, like how could he have been stabbed? Right?
Objection!
Okay, well, never mind. Let me try again. With this instead.
Objection!
Fuck me then. I'm so confused. What? Yeah, but he just... Maybe I need to press him again now that we know that, like, it actually got damaged. Everyone's flying air expectations, I understand. See, I'll tell them. My bellissimi... Yeah, they are very popular. Signor, some people... Yeah. Okay. You said like nothing happened to them. But the other kid like said they did.
Objection!
Saloon, in your testimony, you said that all three of your balloons you had operating at the time were damaged. See, that is correct. Why no? See, that is correct. If they had been caught in the explosiones, it would have been terrible. Terrible. I wonder if you might know what this is. Ah, I think it may be. See, a part of a balloon, a burnt piece of the fabric of the envelope. Sorry, the envelope. Pardon. There is the large, round part of the balloon which becomes filled with hot air. It is made from the very thick fabric, lined with rubber. You don't want it to rip when you're in the sky. Just as I thought. This piece of cloth was found near the experimentation stage. In other words, as Master Gotts testified. A green balloon it did indeed explode that day. If all the balloons in the sky above the experimentation stage belong to you, Mr. Loon, then your statement that they were all undamaged clearly contradicts the evidence. No! Yeah.
Balloon exploded that day. Why didn't the man say so?
Maybe everyone on the board was killed. No, okay.
Objection! So what? The instantaneous kinesis did occur, but after the explosion of the stage, the point of materialization shifted to a location occupied by a balloon, causing the balloon to explode. Yes, immediately plausible. Unfortunate traffic accident, as it were, but it changes nothing about the pertinent facts.
This I cannot accept. Why not, Mr. Loon?
You're suggesting that I am a liar. That person died in a balloon incident.
So no need to get fired up, Mr. Loon. The victim was the sole fatality that day.
That's right, and I prove it. Balthazar Loon is not a liar. There was no such balloon in the sky. It is non-possible.
You're saying it's impossible. Why?
This court has more important matters to discuss than the numbers of balloons that were operating that day.
Objection!
No. We can't ignore the fact that nobody appears to have known anything about this other balloon until now. My lord, this defense calls for further testimony from Mr. Loon.
I concur. There is clearly more to the truth here than meets the eye. It's imperative that we clear up the issue of this phantom balloon, I feel. Witness, you will give the supplementary testimony. Okay.
And then we'll get like an item, and then we can use it to press on the kid. Okay, sure. I see where you're going with this. Never mind.
As I said, Balthazar Loon is no liar. Every balloon I had in the sky landed safely. All three of my balloons were carrying passengers, and they fell to the ground in an explosion. What a catastrophe!
I can't get away from the fact that a burnt-up bit of old cloth was found at the scene, Kenya. The coppers of the yard reckoned it was probably some debris thrown from the explosion of the stage.
The stupid ragazzo is mistaken. My balloons have the red and blue zigzag stripes anyway.
Okay.
So your assertion is that the balloon this child saw was not one belonging to you?
Si, exactamente. If it even saw a balloon in the first place, I do not like the sound of it. It is very bad for business. Have a good mind to sue the land of Bohemia.
If you touch us, we will fight back. It will be war. It will all out war.
Okay. Okay, cool. What happened to all out war? Yeah. That's all. So the story doesn't appear to be lying. That doesn't change the fact that the testimony and evidence are contradictory here. So I guess he's not the suspect. I guess maybe not. Probably not. But the killer used a hot air balloon. Like the killer actually did use a hot air balloon. I think that's what happened. And then they disposed of the evidence. Disposed of the evidence. Wait, no. I wonder though. Something going on with this balloon and the killer and the defendant, and the victim. I think there's something brewing between the three.
If the defense is unable to find fault with the witnesses' statements, the court must consider them truth. Think long and hard on that, my learned friend.
The situation has clearly changed now. To get to the bottom of what happened here, no matter what it takes.
Counsel, you may now cross-examine the witness. Sis.
Okay. Saloons, balloons.
As I said, Balthazar Loon is not like.
Okay. Your balloon is landed safely. All three of my balloons were carrying passengers. If they fell to the ground in an explosion, what a catastrophe. Okay, let me just press your shit.
Hold it!
You just have forgotten what we be.
Signor, You're being ridiculous. I might not notice if I was giving 100 lentils and one was missing. But we're talking about 3 enormous balloons. Do you believe I could make a mistake about something so grand and expensive? I took the liberty of having Inspector Gregson check this gentleman's warehouse. I have the report here. It clearly says a total of 3 balloons.
Would appear no mistake has been made then.
Surely Mr. Street could have been sent for such a menial task.
What? Me? I'll tell you what, I told the boss, East End kids like me can only count up to 2. Obviously that ain't true, but the boss bought it and said he'd have to go himself in that case.
Okay, how resourceful.
3 of my balloons are carrying passengers.
Okay.
Hold it!
It would be quite a catastrophe if they fell to the ground for any reason, I think.
That Mr. Loon, tell me, what is it that keeps these balloons in the sky? Are you an idiota?
Sorry?
That is like asking, why does a candle burn bright? It burns bright because it burns bright, and a balloon flies because it flies. What else?
It must be Italian for I don't know.
There are 2 types of flying balloons, hot air balloons and gas balloons.
Thank you, I was actually like, thank you for teaching us.
Their balloons work on the principle of hot air being less dense than cold air.
Oh, so why my hypothesis back then was actually right, okay.
Whereas gas balloons derive their lift by using a gas that is lighter than air.
See, and balloons are filled with the magic gas, I believe.
No.
Hydrogen, lighter than air, but highly explosive. Good lord!
Do not permit smoking of the cigarettes in any of my balloons. The magic gas does not like fire.
Even a small spark of static electricity could cause this entire balloon to explode.
Static electricity, you say? I have quite an idea how that balloon
Went, pop, you know.
What is the matter with you, Signor? That comes out of your mouth is explosion, explosion, explosion. I tell you, all my balloons are perfectly safe. They have to be, or can I eat? None of my balloons exploded today, and I am completely sure. If you still say that this is what happened, you must show me the proof.
Alright, so we still had 3 balloons in the air that day. If none of them were damaged, then what was the one that exploded? Yeah. Why did he do it like that? Yeah.
Hold it!
Supposed to behind the piece of we still have the scene actually. Didn't you search the area surrounding the stage for clues?
Nah, I'm not into picking stuff up off the ground, mate. All this works out way better, diving into people's pockets instead.
So much for the new career path.
Mind ya, the boss was on his hands and knees picking up all kinds of rubbish from the floor. Thing is though, the package went crashing down into the crystal tower, didn't it? That's where most of the investigation was going on.
Even so, I would have thought someone from Scotland Yard would have gathered it up as evidence.
Cool, listen ya. You stumble across a bit of balloon and suddenly you're the best investigator in the world.
Pardon?
Well, you ain't got a badge, have you? Like this one. I could arrest you with this if I wanted to.
I wouldn't put it past her.
Come to think of it. There was a talk of someone squatching on the ground at the meeting we had about the investigation.
Some scorching on the ground. Yeah. Ooh, burning at the ground. Interesting.
Capacity, I reckon it was probably some debris thrown from the explosion on the stage.
Hold it!
There's considerable damage to the stage and surrounding area, wasn't there?
Yeah, some of the cults that what were watching the experiment were caught in the blast and injured. Good job the old contraption didn't kill off, eh? I hadn't even considered that.
Yeah.
Since there was a great panic after the incident occurred. Nevertheless, the pulley shouldn't have missed a torn piece of the envelope from a balloon.
Okay.
Inspector Gregson can expect repercussions.
Yes, this Miles Edgeworth and like Van Zieg's version of Miles Edgeworth, like cutting the salary of how's he called again? Gumshoe.
Like me swiping all these fish and chips, eh?
My soul pleasure.
None of this matters. The scrap of balloon envelope means nothing. Niente.
Okay.
But the stupid ragazzo is mistaken. My balloons have the red and blue zigzag straps anyway.
Okay, but I'm wondering what the fuck is the. Wait, let me check my shit. because this is green, right? There's clearly something that happened. Okay, maybe if I press him, maybe we'll get some shit, you know? Okay, final press. You mean the color is wrong? See, signor, I don't have any green balloons in my warehouse. And yet, a piece of green cloth was under the scene, and it's unmistakably from a balloon. I mean, the hot air balloons, this gives me flashbacks to like Miles Edgeworth games as well, you know? Anyway. I don't know how that can be. Yeah, it's another guy. For the sake of the argument, let's say that a green balloon did explode over the stage. You couldn't therefore conclude that it happened on the day in question. Why not? There have been recreational balloons flying flights over Hyde Park, operating from before the Great Exhibition. Yeah, but Lestrade said literally earlier that, you know, the balloon popped, you know, there was a ball of fire in the sky, you know, like, one could have exploded on some earlier date, unfortunate, as I'm sure you'd agree.
You believe it may have been from some earlier balloon accident that predates the exhibition?
Si, exactamente, as the signor said, it is not from one of my balloons. Clearly, this little ragazzo from Bohemia is mistaken about what he saw.
Excuse me.
Something wrong, Mr. Dots?
It must have him got 3 seconds from Overstein.
It was on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah, something is wrong. I know what I saw. There was a green balloon there. I swear it. I swear over all Bohemia.
You can speak as much bad language as you like. No. You can speak as much bad language as you like, but it changes nothing. If you don't have evidence, ragazzo, then I must tell your parents to punish you, eh? Perhaps we'll let the judge decide when it comes to punishments. Evidence? What is evidence?
Evidence.
Yeah.
A simple example, young man. Photograph raises some tangible proof of what you claim.
Well, why didn't you say sooner? I have the photograph here.
Good gracious.
What?
I had not been up in a balloon for a little while, so I was very excited.
Yeah.
I took lots of photographs of the Crystal Tower, of the Bohemian exhibit, of the streets of London, of the hot ale cellar, the balloon.
Okay, that's like prime proof. And then stating your skin is this experiment. Did you take a picture of that?
Yeah, one picture.
Really? You did take one?
But all I wanted was a ride in a balloon. I was not interested in boring experiments.
Never mind that. Can you show us that photograph?
Of course. And then you will see. You will see that I am not lying. That I did see a green balloon.
I mean, it is black and white though, but it doesn't have zigzags though.
Well, I see you are all too shocked to speak.
Yes, I think shocked is indeed the word, young man.
Give me more balloons. Yeah, perhaps you cannot see that it's what a green balloon from these photographs, but that is not my fault. It's the fault of the stupid person who makes the camera.
Okay. There's one very Bohemian sounding cry.
Very well, the correct will accept this photograph as evidence.
Okay, let me check that. Actually, I wanted to see that. Aww.
It's not my fault. It is the fault of the person who makes the camera.
Okay. Well, never mind. I'm sure you have plenty of wonderful sepia memories to take home with you. Okay, let me check that. Looks very... Okay, he's in there. He's still doing the machinations. And this is like a giant, like, explosion from bottom there. Like literally directly going towards the... Yeah. And it's empty too. Why the fuck is it empty? I feel like there's like the killer like is hiding over inside or something, you know? Odd. Very narrow odd though, you know? Okay. In any case, when exactly did you take that photograph?
Well, it was on the day of the big explosion.
You don't say.
When I pressed the shutter release, there was a very loud bang, and a hot wind rushed over my face.
It means this photograph was taken a split second before the explosion occurred. Well, if you ask me, this black and white photograph changes nothing. I could not give the flying fig. I could not give the flying fog, okay. The language you've picked up. as I thought. Mr. Loon's testimony just doesn't quite add up. The young bohemian boy claims to have seen another fourth balloon. Slim vehemently denies the possibility. Yeah. Okay. Just because he said zigzags. So let me just press on the zigzag part. Red and blue zigzag stripes anyway. Yeah, present. This one does not have red and blue zigzag stripes, does it?
Objection!
What the fuck? What? Are you taking a piss? It doesn't have zigzags. What do you want from me? Literally. Wait, let me check. Where's Waldo? Is there gonna be Waldo hidden in there? Like, okay. Anyway. Six abstraction. Percent. Oh yeah. Can't get away from the fact that burn a bit of My balloons are carrying precision. If they fell to the ground, I explode all the catastrophe. Said both as I've done. Every balloon I had has landed safely.
Objection!
Let me see. Wait. Oh, okay. I thought I was muted for a second. Okay. Yeah, carrying passengers. Yeah, this one is not carrying passengers. Wow, like literally, there's like 4 fucking discrepancies, but this is the one that like that they want me to point out. Like, come on, man, I can't do this. Fortunately, the photograph master got took us. It can't tell us the color of the balloon, but it can tell us something else, something clearly important. What? Which is the pictured balloon. Wasn't carrying any passengers.
Oh, my goodness, you're right. But surely all the balloons would have been carrying passengers. There would be no sense in it otherwise.
See, they have a pleasure for seeing the view. My balloons only fly with passengers.
Which tells us that a picture balloon isn't one of them. So when the incident occurred that day, there was a 4th balloon in the skies above the experimentation stage, the mysterious green balloon.
I know nothing, niente. I can only tell you one thing. If this balloon was not carrying passengers, then it was not one of mine.
Yeah, look, he's like...
Objection!
He's like so breakdownable, this guy.
There are illegal tradesmen everywhere you care to look. Clearly one such entrepreneur decided to capitalize on the opportunity presented by the Great Exhibition, and managed to operate balloon flights on Mr. Loon's patch without him realizing.
See, the competition is trying to steal my profits. I did not notice, because of the experimento that went wrong on the stage.
This 4th balloon exploded at the very same moment Mr. Aspen was beamed from the stage below.
Right, so them scraps that fell to the ground after and left them scorch marks, they didn't come from the stage at all. It was bits of the balloon raining down. Because no one was in it, it didn't get no attention.
Yeah,
she got good resolving skills. Good on her.
She got the wits. It's just 4th balloon carrying the passenger, silently floating over the experimentation stage. Okay.
This photograph shows us nothing more. A stray balloon carrying no one and operated by some rogue trader. It has nothing to do with the case.
No, but
It's relevant does elude me, I must say. The court has submitted sufficient evidence and he heard ample testimony already. Prosecution calls for this trial to be concluded.
Really? Have we really got to the truth yet? No, I can't let this opportunity slip away. The jurors' minds are made up and not in our favor.
There's more. No.
Objection!
Yeah, there's like a big fucking shooting. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, wait! Please don't give your decisions yet. The photograph from Esther Gotts may well be hitting one more vital clue.
What's that?
A vital clue!
Objection!
I love this guy's face.
We're well past the point of mere possibilities. It's time for definitives now, so tell the court. What exactly does this alleged clue in the photograph prove?
Because of the explosion. Sitting on business on that. We can reasonably assume that the pictured balloon was destroyed in the searing heat of the explosion.
Yeah, that's right, Zaha. It's not my fault.
Evidently, because the birdcage from the kinesis machine materialized in the sky where it had been flying.
No.
And the balloon, being filled with flammable hydrogen, instantly and explosively ignited.
No, that's not what happened.
What?
It would appear this photograph requires closer examination. Courts of defense, you will highlight the looking.
Yeah, okay. Of course, my lord. Yeah. Yeah, it was this.
Take that!
There we go. The timing of this photograph can only be described as miraculous. If you look, you'll notice there's a bright white line that appears to point directly at the balloon. Most likely a ray of light goes incidentally on the film.
I'm afraid I can see nothing of the sort.
If you look with a magnifying glass, my lord, it becomes clear that what the nature of this bright line really is.
Goodness, what is that? Undeniably some flash of light, yes.
Oh, golly. Do you think it might be lightning?
But it couldn't have been a finer day.
I believe we may be looking
At fire? Fireball.
it almost like he...
A bolt of fire?
I know.
A bolt of fire?
No.
A bolt of fire? Heading straight for the balloon like an arrow?
Indeed.
Indeed.
There's so many voices now, I'm kind of losing myself.
Indeed. Even to my aging eyes, it would appear to be flame of some sort. My word! Are you suggesting this flame struck the hydrogen gas and filled the balloon?
Objection!
That's absurd. The balloon would have been 60 feet above the ground at the time. The flame could possibly have reached such a height.
Objection!
Because it's not a flame, it's an arrow. Actually, it's my opinion. A particular piece of evidence found at the scene reveals how that is exactly what did happen.
What evidence? If such evidence exists, counsel, then for goodness sake, present it, man.
Yeah.
Take that!
This was found hidden at the foot of a small ornamental tree near a scene.
Good lord, is it a crossbow?
An arrow dipped in oil and set alight could have been shot from this weapon. And setting a flaming arrow straight into the hydrogen-filled balloon.
Are you suggesting the crossbow was used deliberately?
Blimey, you're right. The stricken light in the photo looks like an arrow, doesn't it?
Then the explosion of the balloon, it was... very likely the result of a flaming arrow from this crossbow igniting the hydrogen gas inside it.
No.
Okay. Bro, you're doing a very interesting pose now.
Order. Counsel, this is an extraordinary supposition.
The aim was to cause the balloon to explode. The shooter could have used a gun, of course. However, there's an obvious reason why that would have been out of the question.
The noise of the discharge, of course.
That's right. By using a crossbow, the projectile could be fired at the balloon silently.
Well, yeah. If someone had shot a gun after the explosion grounds, it would have caused a real panic.
But with a big explosion, it was a very big panic anyway, no? Don't like this. Should be pleased to have found a plausible new explanation for all this. Something feels wrong.
Objection!
You understand the implications of what you're saying, my Nipponese friend. If a flaming arrow did indeed hit the balloon, then obviously it would have exploded. Maybe the birdcage appeared from the cloud of smoke that ensued.
What? Wait a minute. Are you really saying, yeah? I don't get it. What, was the birdcage beamed up into the sky after all? Or what?
My goodness me.
No, I understand. That's what I was that's what that sinking feeling is about. I think there's a good chance. The birdcage was actually concealed inside the balloon all along.
What? Did you just hear that correctly, counsel?
There's no going back now. The horse has been bolted.
Yeah. Let's assume, as I said, that the birdcage was hidden inside the green balloon from the start. On stage, when the experiment was started, the birdcage in the instantaneous kinesis machine disappeared in a cloud of smoke. At that moment, the flaming arrow was fired at from the ground. Yeah. Causing the green balloon to explode and drawing the attention of the spectators to the sky above their heads. From amid the smoke, the hidden birdcage then appeared to fall down and crash into the crystal tower. Yeah. I think you'll all agree it's entirely possible. That's what I've just described as the real truth behind the miraculous experiment carried out that day.
This is... Good grief!
Okay.
Objection!
This is ludicrous.
What you described is no science experiment.
It's child's play. A contemptible display of stage magic.
Both Mr. Sholmes and Iris said the experiment was a scientific impossibility. In which case, this is the only way to explain what happened that day.
In any case, the victim's body was found inside the birdcage in the crystal tower.
If the instantaneous kinesis didn't take place, how do you explain that? If I may put in a word, as a man of magic myself. Oh, thank you. Such apparent discrepancies can easily explain by some simple deception. Juror number 3. All that would be needed is a doppelganger, someone who looked very similar to the victim, Mr. Assman, and having this other man appear on stage to front the show as a body double. Yes, of course. So in fact, a wax. Yeah, you know, Mr. Assman must have been inside the birdcage that was concealed inside the balloon right from the start.
Objection!
The balloon would have been filled with hydrogen. Anything hidden inside it would have been scattered to the four winds when it exploded. No one would ever have embarked on such a risky venture. Not necessarily. The explosive force of the balloon gas would be very much depend on the mixture ratio.
Juror number 4, they're all coming to my aid. Yeah.
Flying balloons are rarely filled with pure hydrogen, but a mixture of other gases such as helium as well. Helium on its own doesn't explode, but by controlling the gas mixture ratio, the explosive force can be altered.
The mixture ratio.
Obviously, the victim's body would have suffered some burns that would be unavoidable. But not to such an extent as to render this whole obscene charade impossible.
Hey! So everything that happened can be explained, logically and scientifically. The explosion that engulfed the stage at the start of the experiment was no accident. It was all part of an elaborate deception to make it appear that instantaneous kinesis had occurred.
Well, goodness me.
And if we accept that this is what happened, it means that the victim, Mr. Assman, was never present on the public experimentation stage to begin with. In short, he couldn't have been killed by the defendant, who was on stage in full view the entire time.
Oh!
There we go. This will be very hard for the prosecution to counter. But Vince can credibly maintain that Professor Harebrayne is a suspect now. Hold it. And we'll leave it here for today. Actually, I'm 15 minutes over time now. But yeah, thank you for watching. My bad for the beginning of the video and like how it was bad and stuff, you know. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you later and stuff, you know. And yeah, thank you for watching, and see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Wait, let me save. Like, subscribe, and comment in the video. Smash like 1 billion dislikes, guys. Can we do it? Yes. Okay. Bye.